What is up, YouTube? The day has come to put the Thunderbird back together. Hope you can see all the colors in that pickguard. Very nice looking. Let's get this thing back together so we can play it. I think electronics should be first. Okay, this is the Aguilar DCB G3 Thunderbird bass set, and it stands for dual ceramic pickups. Get these opened up. Alright, they're identical. It doesn't matter which one goes where. So we're going to feed one through this hole right here. We want our orientation right. So that's way too low. Here's the factory pickups. You can see the height adjusters in there. This one is routed out deeper than this one looks like. So we'll use these smaller ones for the pickup up here. Let's see here. Yeah, that looks nice right there. Alright. Let's go on and get our screws in there. Bottom one. There's the one holes on the top on the original pickups. So let's find that. There we go. We'll just snug it. We'll worry about this one later because we're going to drill it. And then this feeds down through another hole here into the pot cavity. Let's see here. Right there. Alright. Next pickup. Got these taller ones on it. Get them off of there. I'll just set those there. We'll feed this through here. Put our pickup spacer here. And get our long screw. We're going to have extra parts because of the going from 3 to 2. So let's get that screwed in. If we can find it. There we go. We'll adjust that height later. How do those look? Pretty darn good. We might have to end up moving them too, because we'll have to see. It looks like they're a little high. We can do that though with the strings on. Let's get the back wired up. Okay. The long ones are our rear pickups. The short ones are our front. We have this Star Guitar Pro Gear TBP already wired up for Thunderbird, made by Dave Starr, September the 3rd of this year. He's from Texas. There's his PO number and his address if you need to get a hold of him. Website. So let's take these apart. Actually, we can leave that on there. We put our ground wire for our bridge goes to the orientation of this is like this. Our ground wire for the bridge goes to the middle volume pot. So if you've ever tried to solder on these things, it's very hard unless you get the right tool. The right tool is a 260 watt solder gun. So let's get prepared to solder this on. I'm gonna plug this straight into the wall instead of this extension cord because it's gonna pull a lot of power. Let me turn this guitar where I can get to it also. Okay. So we want some flux. A little bit. This will make our solder stick. And we want some flux on here too, because that's where both of our pickup ground wires go. Now we have 3 wires for each pickup. The white one is the hot one. Black goes to the first volume pot for both of these. White goes to each volume pot for the hot, and our gray goes to ground, which will be our second pot. So, hope you can see. I'm going to start by just heating this up and putting a glob on here. Alright. You don't want to get this too hot for too long. See that flux melting? Then you know we're getting hot. Alright, right there. Let's do the same thing over here. Alright. We got a good little drop here, good little drop here. Grays go to the middle, blacks go to the front. So since we got our glob already started, this will be easier to put on here. All right. It looks like a nice connection. Let me get our grays ready. I'll scoot this around a little bit and scoot your hand back because that'll get pretty hot right there. Okay. I'm going to put a little more solder on this one. Let me put just a touch more on this one. All right. Those look great. All right, we all still have to put our pickup wire on here. So let me do that as well. This is our bridge pickup wire. Okay. Very good. All right, our first pickup wire goes right here to the middle terminal on our first volume pot, which there's not a lot of room for that. But Mr. Star has already got some solder on there for us, so that'll be easy. We'll heat that up and we'll poke it right through. Won't be no problem at all. Watch this. Very nice. Look at that. Perfect. So we're going to do the same thing with this middle one. This is our hot wire and our second volume pot. He really makes it easy to set up there with the solder ready to go. So let's take this loose, put it in the guitar, and we can button this back up. I'm gonna put y'all right here. Okay. These are 1/2 inch nuts. Nut washer. You should have a star back here. Yes. He's got it just like it should go. This is practically foolproof. Nut washer. Nice one. I'm going to line these up. Just where they go, and try to get lucky enough to slip them in there. Okay. First problem. The jack is good, but these shafts are too big for these. See the difference in the Chinese junk hole compared to these big mambas? So let's drill these out. Okay. I used the card this thing came on that the Mr. Star got us for the guide size The 3/8 bit. I put some tape on there to prevent tear out. Let's get these things. All right. That should fix us up there. And we had a little bit of tear out right here. That'll get covered up though, a little bit there. But not bad. All right, let's get this thing together. Let's try this again. Had a big splinter of wood keeping the thing from going down. So we'll slip that on. Try to go through there again. Okay. That looks like enough to grab onto. Maybe. I may have to pull that star washer in if I can't grab a hold of this. Okay. It bit, finally. Alright. Let's make sure there's no junk on this. Yep. That little bitty chip right there is enough to keep it off of there, where it busted through. All right, next. Okay. All right. There's those two. Okay, time for our jack. We have a star washer. Line that up. All right. Washer and nut. Alright, let's just go slow with these. I'm going to hold them from the back, because I don't want to twist them. That's finger tight, a little more finger tight. Just go down the line here. That star washer is biting into that wood, which is what we want. Just putting a little more pressure each time. Alright. Now, let's get all these wires tucked away. That looks really good. Now we're ready for our plate. And our little screws. We got a bunch of them. We got a bunch of kinds of them too. These little round top heads, I don't know if you can see that. Those are for our tuners. We want these little recessed for this thing. Alright, speaking of tuners, let's get them set up in there. Put this little button head one, it's gonna go on there. We don't want to snug it all the way down because we still have to put the sleeve over top of it, so it needs to be able to wiggle a little bit. This is the sleeve. Last but not least, alright, we'll flip her over, get these sleeves on here. And this is 15 mil. Oh crap, forgot our washer. One more. There it is. Alright, not going to over tighten. We'll double check them. Good. Alright, finish up these little screws on the back. Good. 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 All right. Our Epiphone plate. This calls for recessed screws as well, but these little tiny ones. Okay. Tuners all on. Let's get this thing set up. Our bridge here. We have 3. 2 are the same size, 1 is not. So I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go back and watch the video, see how many turns all these have to be in. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so what's interesting about this is this won't slide between here, so that means we've got to have one all the way out, try to fit this thing on here, and then tighten them all down together. Thank you, Thunderbird, for doing that for us. And then it still has to slip on here. So let's tighten these down some. Now, I don't want these to come off, so let's put some strings on to hold this sucker down. These are D'Addario 45-100. There's our big heavy one. Let's get this thing through here. Red. Black and green. Pick guard. Now it's looking like a base, right? Indeed. Why would you not just use the same screw for all your guards? That'd just be too easy, wouldn't it? So first glance at this, the pickups are off by about 2 millimeters. So this one with this single hole, I'm gonna scoot them where I want them, drill this hole, and then I'll drill another hole for this one, fill this in with a toothpick underneath, and we'll get them in the middle. And then I'm gonna set up the intonation. Let's see our new knobs. All right, here's our originals. They're okay. Here's our new ones. Much, much better. So I'm gonna line these up. I'm gonna set these pickups up, set up the intonation, and we'll do a playthrough. Oh, and I also have to put the strap locks on, but that's no big deal. Stand by. All right, I got all these confusing screws figured out. I had 2 of these that went on the front in the wrong place. Now all these are the right size. I had one of these little button heads right here that was swapped with this one, so now those are all right. But let me get these pickups situated and drilled out and get my boy some breakfast. He's starving. And then we'll get this thing intonated. Intonation should be good. I just have to adjust the string height, which will be these 2. That won't be bad at all. And we'll get you some sound demos. I love the finish in this thing. I was just gonna show you what my 7-year-old, soon to be 8, wanted for breakfast. And he'll eat it all too. And he ain't no bigger in a minute. All right, what are we doing, Chop Shop? Show him your breakfast first.
There it is.
There it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Come back later. All right, we gotta get them wires out of the way right there from that first pickup and center that thing up. That looks pretty centered. All right, let's drill it. Well, there ain't much left in there, is there?
No.
There's that hole. See if we can get a hole on this side. Oh yeah. Is that in the middle?
See.
There we go. Okay, we're gonna get this set up.
Yep.
Get it playable, and we'll show you what we got. Okay, let's do a quick test here. Got her pretty well set up here. First plug in. Fingers crossed it makes some sound. ground noise. That's treble all the way up. Tone down. Super quiet. I gotta tune it up more and adjust the strings a little bit more. Try to get the action as good as I can. It chords out nice. Well, there you go. This is the Thunderbird Relic. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was dusty making this sucker. But I think it came out really nice. It plays good. Here's a view of the action. If you can see, very low. I do have a little fret buzz when I hit E on the first fret and also G on the first fret, so I've either got to file maybe this fret down a little bit. I don't want to raise the bridge too much more because I like the action real low. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Have a good one.
Check 1, 2, 2. Is that thing on?